No, Sophia's Cece, Stephanie, Leanne, Roy, no, Sarah, right? Sarah, Kelly, Lexi, look what you came. Well, we used to up there when I grew up, there were a lot of dirt roads. Yes? Well, I grew up riding out at Arch Ridge. We'd have, just when we jumped to less than the ring in the winter, we didn't ride in the ring. We rode out in the polo field. Mostly we rode out all over Darien, Norwalk. I grew up, the lessons we had were out in the, what we call the trails. Not much ring riding. Cat, yeah, that's it. Then we had Michaela again on her second horse, Lola, right? Now for horse, you have to feel, you resist the resistance. If the horse goes into your right leg, you use your right leg. If the horse, some horses learn not to accept your seat, you fix your seat to the saddle. You have to resist the resistance. They're active aids where the pressure becomes stronger. Resistant aids, you hold the same pressure. With his pressure matched with your pressure, not stronger, not weaker, not stronger. Passive yielding aids, the pressure becomes less. These kind of things I was taught or read, or this kind of covers your writing. Active aids, they become stronger. Resistant aids hold the same pressure as the resistance. Now, my hands, this is resistant. Now, in my right hand, this is active. Now, in my right hand, this is yielding. The three possibilities. So you have to feel in your horse's mouth, not just when a horse gets faster, but you have to feel in your hands and resist the horse's mouth by fixing your hands. This is the way your hands work. Not pulling down or wobbling, so they fix. There are four types of hands. Good hands, anybody can acquire. Anybody. Bad hands, butchers. We know butchers. Bad hands, butchers, for people that never rode a horse. They post the trot and fall back on their mouth. They take a jump, fall back. Bad hands. Bad hands we don't want. Everybody can acquire good hands. There is a school of riding, it's rather outdated, called no hands. That's where you ride the horse in a buckle. In my day, it was popular with some trainers. My instinct never cared for that, because I saw those riders down there in Virginia in the South. Wonderful horsemen, wonderful horses, but they took a long rein, but they set a deep seat and let their minds wander. They rode in long, loose ranges. And I quickly saw that the sport was passing that. They rode hunters, they were successful. They went around an outside course, long, they didn't take hold of it. It's impossible today. That's no hands. Now, what is very difficult to achieve, why even top Olympic riders, most of them, I don't like raw reins. I very much don't like them, not because I'm a purist, but that they don't understand legs, hands, legs. I don't like raw reins because they prevent people from learning what is the goal of all of us educated hands. Anna Kosinski, she's coming as educated hands. Bernie Trower, they're very few. I go to the top ones, very few have educated hands. That is why people use drawings. Now, educated hands are hard to achieve because learning to resist the horse's mouth in exact proportion to the horse's breathing, not more, not less, takes lots of thinking, experimenting, writing. Now, if a horse bores on the bit, lies in your hands, that for hunters and jokers is bad because they're on the forehand. Dressage horses, you know, if they bore and put their heads down, judges don't know, and it looks all right. On a galloping horse, it's very bad. That's why I put twisted snaffles, wire snaffles, different bits on your horses, because that's something we can't have. If a jumping horse flexes is nice, it's not mandatory. But if a horse leans and bores on that bit, we can't have that. So that's what this girl just did when she felt that in her hands. She gave that horse a little nip, a little right hand, left temple. It's a sharp upward action. That's not really a half-fold. All of these are kind of in a subjective half-fold. There are lots of half-folds. For example, a dressage half-fold, you drive the horse forward with your inside leg. You close your outside hand, flex him with the inside hand, relax. It's similar to what we talked about. Leg, hand, that's the dressage half-fold. But if I'm galloping a horse, that's not practical for me. No, in my gallop, I just check a horse. That's a half-fold. The French half-fold, they have low-headed Celle Francais horses. That's why they have drag bits, is up. So there are lots of half-folds. If somebody says this is the only way to half-fold, they don't have the experience. That's it. Now, you take a feel of them, Sarah, close your fingers. If that horse puts that head down, bores. This is difficult because he is built way downhill. You want the horse's pole the highest point. Riding today, dressage or penning, the fashion is overflexion. No good. And they all do it. It's no good. Puts the horse on the forehead. Okay, we will go to the right. Separate out. You think people of transitions as any change, not just forward and backward. If you make a circle, that's a transition. If you put a horse into a shoulder in, that's a transition. Twist your stirrup, Laura, so the outside branch is ahead of the inside branch. But the stirrup iron is perpendicular to the girth, right angle to the girth. The outside branch of the stirrup should be slightly ahead. Constantly adjust your seat to the front, legs to the back. That's it. Keep your thumbs practically touching there. That's it, girl. If a horse's head goes up, as his head, follow them up, close your fingers, increase the pressure when the horse releases, drops down a little bit, then follow his head. But you constantly monitor the pole there, Stephanie. It's difficult. I'm not saying I can't. It's hard for me because of this conformation, that he get his head up. Now, transitions, I get off the track. I want you to interpret a transition as anything. Counter, canter, hand gallop, any change. Now, upward transitions, this is where I object to these throwing hands I see down here. As you ask a horse to go faster, relax the contact, don't lose the contact. That is, as you ask the horse, at your stage, as you ask a horse to go forward, it is 70% leg, 30% hand, not 9% leg, no hand. As you ask the horse to go forward, lengthen, keep the contact. As you go backward, it is 70% hand, 30% leg. Now, collect the horse, think leg. Think leg. Do not forget leg. Close your hand. Keep especially inside leg, Stephanie. You felt that, right? That doesn't get fixed by bending his head. That gets fixed by putting your right leg on. Now, lengthen the walk. Some strides, so that you feel the horse stride out. Relax your hand. Don't lose the contact. As you close the hand, keep that inside leg. Keep the impulsion, let's see. From time to time, let's see, touch with your spurs. Hands very close together, the arm. Just over the wither, that's it. So start out, lengthen that walk, shorten that walk. Remember, collection requires more leg than extension. Now, posting trot. Our first trot always is posting trot. As you go to the corner, watch with your outside hand, limit the bend. Ask the horse to bend with your inside leg, inside hand. Watch with the outside hand, outside leg back in the corner, that the horse doesn't overbend. Overbend is worse than underbend. Overbend is worse than underbend. Now we're going to start Michaela's grade after the short side, Michaela's first. At the second post, come off the track, cross the diagonal to the second post on the opposite long side. This is the simplest way to change range, change direction. Now, Michaela, you stupid thing, down over here to that cross the diagonal. Wake up here. People, you have to know dressage. You have to know dressage. Point to point, meet that long side, 20 to 30 feet before the corner. Michaela, stay to the left. Hit that long side. Then as your shoulder is opposite that post. As you come to that long side, you beat it when your shoulder's up against the post. Now, Michaela, after this short side, second post, cross the diagonal, this side of the tumble, because this is awkward there, and work your way to the second post of the long side. X is a very important point in the center of the ring. That X is where you change direction and diagonal and bend. Now, Michaela, put the horse to the contact. Leg, close your hand. Leg, connect the horse. Leg, the horse is not connected. The horse is not in the hand. Leg, spur, Michaela, cross the diagonal just after that corner. Sarah, steady, steady hands. Perfect, you watch my hands yesterday. Perfect, perfectly steady hands. No bobbing, no sawing of the mouth. Steady hands. To resist the horse's mouth, you close your fingers. You don't pull. You don't saw the mouth to get the horse correctly in the hand. Now, straight to the left. That exercise, it's an exercise. It is called change of hand, or change of rein, or cross the diagonal. That is an exercise bending. That, close your fingers, look here at me, look at, take contact with him, leg him up a little bit. That the horse is in a definite thumbs up. Sarah, thumbs up, wrist straight, that's it. Laura, you separate there. That your horse on the straight line is on the outside rein. Watch with the outside rein, outside leg through the turns, that the horse doesn't overbend. Ask the horse to bend with your inside leg rein, but watch with the outside rein, the horse doesn't overbend. You want that horse Leander a little rounder. Leg, steady with your hand. Leg, steady with the hand. So he starts to come under behind, drop his croup, and up in his wither. The horse is round from behind. Now think forward, what I just told you, in downward transition, think leg first, and hold. Leg first, that's it. Watch Stephanie doesn't creep backward, and trot. As you go forward, close your fingers a little bit. Keep the horse in the contact. Don't overthrow the horse away. And hold. That's it. He goes above the contact there, close your hand. That's it. Right? That you experiment. Make some halts, people. I love halts. Go 6 or 8 stride, halt. Think inside leg. Think forward to the halt. Think close your hand. Leg hand. Thumbs up. Very steady hands. Sarah, you have very busy hands. Trot, halt. Think forward to the halt. Think forward to it. Forward from the inside leg. Forward to the outside leg. You think forward to the halt. If the horse goes against your hand, close your fingers. Lock the gate. That's a girl. Okay, we'll walk. Now we're going to start here, Michaela, that broken line. Walk. Just like you did know, you have to go through the corner. Go to the second post, Michaela. Now, here, go to the second post, outside the vertical. This comb should be a little more that way. Right of that comb, the handle, that's it. Go to the track. Go all the way to that track, left of this comb, Leandro. You watched all day. You people watched all day. then right turn, go to the second post, meet the track at the second post, leave the track at the second post, and the center here, go to the track at that fifth post. Thumbs up, and from time to time, the leg tap. You have no sense of impulsion, people. When the horse is active, when the horse is lively. Now this is the basic figure broken line. Now I want you to make a left turn, open your left hand. A right turn, open your right hand. A left turn, left opening rein. Go to a slow sitting trot. You have to listen, watch other people, and think. Left turn, you should go left of that post, Stephanie, left of that cone. Left turn, open your left hand. Right turn, open your right. We're exclusively turning with our leading rein. Come on. Yeah, Leandro, think ahead. We keep the impulsion with legs, and we turn the horse with leading rein. Now the outside rein yields a little bit so the horse can turn and follow his head. Keep the impulsion with legs and teach the horse leading rein. The outside hand lets the horse turn, yield, but watches that he doesn't overturn, then the outside rein takes over. Now start combining, turn the horse to the outside, indirect rein. Left turn, open the left hand, put the right hand to the left, and turn the horse with the indirect rein. Right turn, first open the right hand right, then left indirect rein, push the horse's shoulder to the right. And put those two together. It's called combining. That's it, that's it. Lower left opening, right neck rein. Now lower right opening, left neck rein. Then we get the horses educated to the hands. Stephanie, left opening, that's it. Now here, right opening, left indirect rein, that you push the shoulder the opposite way. Left opening, right indirect, push the shoulder. If the horse doesn't understand, show him with that leg on the neck rein side. If the horse doesn't understand, your CC, help the neck rein with the right leg. Yeah. Here, like this, Leandro. Like this. That's it. Go back to the track and posting rock. Always ensure, because these exercises you'll lose impulsion and straightness, always ensure that you're able to go forward and straight. Always calm, forward, straight. Hands up, cats. That's it. Now, collected sitting rot. You start again there, lower there. Now, this time, I want you to turn to the left with the right leg. I want you to turn to the right left leg. Keep the neck straight and turn the horse with your legs. This is called leg yielding. This is called half pass, very much the same thing. Now that's it. If the horse goes against your hand, Leon, shorten the rein, close your fingers and resist the mouth a little bit. That the horse goes left from the right leg. The horse goes right from the left leg. The outside leg now has to go behind. Now catch left leg behind, right leg on, and push the horse sideways. That's it. This is half pass, leg yielding, turn on the haunch, etc. You see, you have to have lots of ways to do the same thing. Now lower the right leg, brings him to the left. If the horse resists, keep the contact, use your legs. If the horse fights the contact, keep the contact, close your fingers, use your legs. Now to the left is the right leg. You want to go to the right, the left leg back, CC, and push the horse sideways. The onward watch what is happening. That's it. Now go back to the track. Think, CC. Try to think what is happening. Straight. Now I want calm, forward, straight. That you can have the left hind foot behind. Come on, Stephanie, get by yourself. Posting rot. That you can have the left hind foot, tracking the left front foot. As a hint, people, the hind cord is wider than the shoulder. So we keep the horse's forehand slightly to the inside. But the left hind, that's why shoulder four, lots of people ride so much in shoulder four to make the horse straight. Now, slow sitting trot. Now this time, when you turn left, this is the turn on the forehand. Left leg back and swing the hind cord out. You turn right, put your right leg back, swing the hind. There. And this, come on, Stephanie, get with the program. What's your problem? Stephanie, watch what's happening here. You turn left, put your right leg back. You turn left, left leg back. There, you got it. You turn right, right leg behind, mobilize the croup. Get that croup mobilized, light, change the croup. That's it. You turn right, left leg back, turn on the forehand. Left leg there. Now you turn left, right leg back, and that's it. Get that croup mobilized. Keep that contact. That's it. That's it. There you go. That's it. Right leg back there. Now, Michaela, left leg back. Get that there. Look at this. Lexi, beautiful. Left leg back. Your inside leg goes to the girth. That's it. That's it. There, Stephanie. Close your fingers, shorten your rein. All this Texas touchy finger, open fingers here. Now back to the track. Walk. Now people, your inside leg has a job. It is to keep the horse straight and to pull forward. The outside leg assists that more to keep the hind quarter straight. The outside leg is not so important right now. It is back. We're talking about canter. It is back, but it is more secondary. The outside rein is more important to you Texas people. The inside rein is less. There's a little indirect with the left hand to get the horses off his left shoulder. As the horse goes forward, you have to give with the inside hand so the horse can come forward with his inside left hind. That you have very straight canter fronts. And left canter. Left canter, left canter, that's it. Now fix the seat. This is where the horse has to accept your seat. Walk. What is a simple change is to the walk. Now keep the neck straight, right leg on the girth, left leg behind, right lead. This is a simple there. Now elastic arms. Your two fixed and you there, Leandro. Walk. Sit, stretch up, walk straight, left lead. Very little flexion to the inside. Do not pull that inside lead. Don't cross over and fall forward. Walk. Don't try to flex that horse down, Stephanie. Shorten the rein, elevate the pole up. Right lead. Keep the horse very straight in front. Don't over leg aids. That's it. If the horse understands Canada, leg aids, not hand aids. That's it. Now keep the counter Canada as best you can. Keep your hands up. Lexi, that's it. Nice CC. CC, more give and take. You hang on a horse. Keep your hands higher, thumbs up, Sarah, thumbs up, straight wrist, every stride, Sarah. Slow, slow, slow that pattern. That's it, Stephanie. Good. The half walk with that horse is up a little. And you try to shorten Lexi. That horse has such a long pattern. Now we start CC after the short side, at the second post, cross the diagonal. You should keep the horse's feet on the left lead. Oh, don't get rough. Don't get rough. Everybody, right lead, sorry, right lead. Everybody after the short side, cross the diagonal. Hit that long side at that post or a little before. That's the third post, but that's all right. Third post. The second post is about where I want to meet that long side. A half foot, Stephanie, is up, up, up. Keep that inside leg closer and closer that you engage the horse. That his hind legs start to come under him. Walk, walk, walk. Now think it through. Inside leg. Keep the horse super straight, left rein. Left rein back. Forget your right hand and canter. Forget different. Very good, sir. That's different, isn't it, Sarah? Very different from you. That's the angle. If the horse resists your hand, close your fingers. Thumbs up, lock the door, lock the door. Now we start there. Stephanie, cross the diagonal. That's it. And keep counter canter. As best you can, as best you can. I understand the horses aren't all perfect in the counter canter, but I want a little counter canter. That is leg aids. It has nothing to do with hands aids. Neck bending. Keep the horse straight in front. Right leg on, left leg behind. If the horse breaks, have some patience. Make the corners round, gradual. Don't make these square, difficult corners. And Stephanie, after the short side, cross the diagonal. Sarah, thumbs up, straight wrists. You have these kinky wrists in Texas. These flat, puppy dog wrists. When you do the right, make your horse straight, inside right leg, outside left rein, and keep the horse's forehand in front of the hind quarter. That is, keep the hind quarter on the track, both hands, keep the shoulder slightly to the inside. It is called shoulder fall. It is called shoulder fall. That's it there. Flexi, walk. Walk straight. Now just change your legs. Left leg on, outside right leg behind, and counter canter. And counter canter. That's it, Lexi. And this horse, Sarah, every stride, a little steadying half forward. Try to get his slower canter. You start there, Leandro, cross the diagonal. And keep that left lead to left. Keep your hands up, Stephanie. Don't fall forward. You like to drop those hands and fall. Keep your hands up. Sit up a little straighter. Right leg back, left leg. If the horse is schooled, your right leg behind means left lead. That's it. Galloping position. Now make 10 strides, lengthen. Inside left leg. Not so much there, Sarah, a little bit, and shorten. Hold your galloping position. As you shorten the horse, keep your inside leg, so you make the horse shorter, but you keep the impulsion, straightness, slower. Raise your hands, CC. That's it. Don't be afraid, people. Use your hands. You'll find lengthening is so easy, shortening is difficult. Flexion, people, requires leg and extension. So as you shorten that canter, watch with your inside leg that the horse doesn't lose impulsion. Okay, people, walk. And check your girths and shorten your stirrups. You've got a straight rail about 2 from the bottom. And cross that round line, so part of it is on the other side, both sides. 3 from the bottom, a straight rail, and then have that round line tight to the fence, but a little bit on both sides. Like that. The people, through, this is a basic of dressage and jumping. Jumping is dressage over jumps. It's the same thing. You go back over heel or at that point. Now we always want to try to equally do left lead, right lead. After this fence, you're going to go through the short side, pull up, put yourself in a position where you go back right lead. Now, in order to shorten the stride, even in the shortest turn, go with the horse, let the stride open up to the turn so you can shorten the stride to the distance. At this fence, I only want off a short stride. If you see a long stride, add. If you see a nice stride, add. Get to the point that if you're so expert and the horse is so trained, if you see a short stride, you can still add. Go ahead, Laura. Now, let the horse initially go forward here, come out of the turn, follow, and now wait till you see a short stride, like that. That's fine. Go through the turn. Next one, after the short side, halt. I love halts. Back up a little bit. I love backing the horse. Yeah, beautiful. Now let him go forward. Let him go forward. That was very good. Next, that you get so good, like the top riders, they work off the short stride. Good. Now concentrate. You don't sit up. You don't fall back on the horse's back. Stay real forward, people, landing. That's punishment for the horse. To hit the horse in the mouth, to hit the horse in the... Stay very far forward. In the air over the fence, people, your hands should be low. Stephanie, jump the fence. Your release here should be alongside the neck of the horse. Low. Excellent distance. Ride through the short side. As you soften the release, lower, all you have to think of, lower your hands. That's all you have to think of. Good. That's what I want.